Well, you know, it's like this. Where do you go for a weekend if you live in Ljubljana and you want to have some great coffee? And you want to get away from Slovenia? Well, you take a car or you just buy a ticket for a train and cross the border, and in 1 hour time you're in Trieste, the first Italian city behind the national border, which is a fantastic place to visit for a day or so, and has the best coffee in Italy. Just imagine that, the best coffee in Italy. It's also home to a lot of Italian and international brands of coffee. The most famous one probably is Ili Cafe. Do you know it? Ili Cafe? Yeah. And you know, you can imagine lots of cafes and a really easy mid-August day. It's damn hot in Trieste. It must be about 30 degrees centigrade. That's why I'm sitting on the shore with this beautiful breeze from the Adriatic Sea behind me, and with lots of traffic in front of me, and the main square Piazza Unitá in front of me as well. What I also can see, I'll show you around, is look at this one. Tourism's back. There are 2 cruise ships in a port. I think that their first stop, they're just embarking now to probably a cruise around the Mediterranean. So there's lots of tourists with these bags and suitcases in the city, but the city itself is really pleasant. The other way around, hope you can hear me, is the main square there. The sun's just behind me, unfortunately, but Piazza Unitá with the town hall, it's a huge square, and if you ever come here, let me see, the nice cafe is on this side, and there's one on this side as well. Harry's Bar is closed at the moment. Yeah, that's the same Harry's Bar as you might have visited in Venice. It's a younger brother of Harry's Bar in Venice. They really have nice food, nice tea, and great coffee. And Manica said that she would like to send you over to Zampoli Patisserie. I have no idea where this one is. I usually go to San Marc Cafe or any of those beautiful old style, you know, the charming European old style cafes. It's just many times people ask how come that Trieste has these old cafe places that remind them so much of the Austrian Empire. It's just because for such a long time, hundreds of years, this was the exit of the Habsburg Empire onto the Adriatic Sea. It was the most important port of the North Adriatic, and this is where all the cargo, including coffee, was coming into the empire and then crossing across either Slovenia or up north on the way to Vienna. So the city itself, you know, features this beautiful mixture of nationalities and people. You really can hear the languages, of course Slovenian, because Slovenia is just behind those first hills there. You can also hear Croatian. Croatia is just down there, about 45 minutes drive by car. So we are in this small triangle in the northeast of the Adriatic. But as well as Trieste had always had this very strong international community. It's always the case with the ports. Of the Jewish population living here, they have a wonderful synagogue, one of the biggest in Europe even. They had a big population of Greek, and they have an Orthodox, Greek Orthodox Church, Serbian Orthodox Church. You know, it was so beautiful that if we came here like 100 years ago, probably we would never want to leave, because Trieste was the place to be. Especially if you were an artist, a writer, a poet, maybe painter, a spy even for the Austrian Empire or against the Austrian Empire, you would want to be here because this was the closest you could get to this inspirational mixture of cultures. And so did lots of artists do, including James Joyce. He's still standing on Ponte Rosso there in the city, walking towards his favorite part of town where he met lots of Slovenians. He had lots of Slovenian friends as well as Italian, of course. But that's just a little bit of Trieste, you know. Trieste also has these beautiful two castles. One is called the Miramare, and if you ever want to imagine, just imagine this fantastic 19th century romantic castle which sits on the cliff above the Adriatic Sea, and of course has a beautiful love story with a tragic end, of course, with connection of the Habsburgs and the Empire and the Archduke. Miramare is just, you know, like a dream, and then there's this big garden and a park next to it. It's like this romantic dream, especially in the midst of the fog, when it looks totally surreal. The second castle, there's another castle here, which is just up there. You won't be able to see it, but in that direction. It's the castle which is more a fortress, and it overlooks the city and the Adriatic Sea. It has a nice old cathedral of San Giusto, made of two parts, and ancient, like this old Italian style, which we adore, with mosaics and frescoes and arches and stone works. It's really beautiful. And then there's lots of museums and galleries. So if you're in Slovenia, come on guys, it's only an hour drive, hour and 15 minutes. You park right here, you take a coffee and just enjoy life, you know, because you're in Italy and that's what we do in Italy, right? Or if you're not, if you ever come to this part of the world, let me know. I'll take you here. I'm buying your coffee, I'm buying your brioche with a vanilla custard, and we'll just have such a great time. We'll visit the castles. If we're here in the summer, we'll even take a boat to the castle of Miramare, enjoy the sea, enjoy the coffee, enjoy the culture, meet some Italians, have a chat about life and all, and just be like Triestinians, you know. Today is Saturday, it's mid-August, tomorrow is a national holiday, yeah, it's a Virgin Mary's celebration. So this is me from Trieste. It's really warm, so I think I'm just gonna jump into the Adriatic. I mean, come on, it's just inviting me here with that nice sound of the waves. If you want to see it, let me show you some. There, it's a bit dirty here, we're in the port. Perfect temperature, nice color. We don't swim here, ever. Nobody does. When you go for swimming in Trieste, it's all this shore, that part, the coast, in the north. But it's an Italian style, you know, lots of people, lots of chatting, lots of meeting new people and having a drink or two or three. Anyway, I'll leave you to this Saturday. Have a really nice day. Come to us, come to Slovenia, come to Trieste, or come to Venice, and we'll take you here and we'll take you back to Ljubljana if you will. Have a nice day.